Francisco Bermudez, and fourth official, Bessie DeVierna. Starting tonight for Reno 1868 FC. Number 5, defender and team captain, Zach Carroll. Number 12, in goal, Matt Versailles. Number 16, defender, Brent Richards. Number 2, defender, Emra Clementa. Number 11, defender, Duke Lacroix. Number 40, midfielder, Raul Mendiola. Number 23, midfielder, Sam Legal. Number 8, midfielder, Bill Seymour. Number 84, midfielder, Seth Sibley. Number 44, forward, Dave Fowler. Number 21, forward, Corey Kurzloff. And head coach for Reno 1868 FC, Ian Russell.
The following is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Southwest. Summer may still be 2 weeks away, but in South Texas, that's just a technicality. With temperatures in the mid-90s tonight at Toyota Field, it's a scorcher. San Antonio FC hoping to feed off that and get on a hot streak themselves, looking to turn their season around as they take on Reno 1868. We have it for you on Fox Sports Southwest. And a pleasant good evening, everyone. Welcome upstairs to the broadcast booth with Matt Barnes. I'm Dan Weiss. Great to have you with us. Matt, San Antonio FC is at home for just this lone match in a stretch of 5, and after 2 losses on the road in Rio Grande Valley and last Saturday in Sacramento, tonight is about as big as it gets for the home side as they try to turn their season around.
Yeah, it really is, Dan. I think everybody's feeling the heat, especially the San Antonio team. They need points. Points at home are important. They're critical. In fact, I don't even think it matters how they win tonight or how they get points. They just need to find a way to get points.
They are winless in their last 5 and sitting right now 16th overall in the Western Conference table with 12 points. In spite of the loss last Saturday night in Sacramento, they got a howitzer of a goal from Michael LaHood, the captain, as he drilled one late in the second half in stoppage time, pulled him to within 1. And Michael LaHood, who is a savvy veteran, really brings a lot of poise and leadership to this club and hoping to feed off what was a heck of a goal the other night.
Yeah, it was an unbelievable goal. He roped it off the set piece. And I'll tell you what, it's good that San Antonio's getting this type of play. He's right in the spine. He plays in front of that back line and helps with the transition. He plays a big piece, and tonight he needs to play really well.
You see the note on the bottom. It was his first goal in a league match in almost 3 years. Well, it's graduation season, and San Antonio FC, when they began this organization 4 years ago, they also began the SAFC Academy. And tonight, Ethan Bryant will make his first start in USL Championship play. But Bryant, along with Carson Price, Jose Gallegos, and the 15-year-old Leo Torres, they have all played a role in San Antonio FC's season so far this year.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible, Dan. I've been working in Europe over the last 5 months, and I can't tell you what a premium is being placed on clubs producing their own young players. I think San Antonio's on the forefront, the USL, especially Nick Evans and the crew that's running the academy. They're doing an absolutely incredible job, and a lot of people need to be looking at what they're doing.
And we'll see if Ethan Bryant can figure into tonight's match, hoping to get San Antonio FC a victory here at home before, as you saw, they head out on the road once again. And it will be a steamy one tonight, and everybody's going to be doing their part to try to stay cool here in South Texas at Toyota Field. Break out the fans wherever they are. If you got them, use them. San Antonio FC, Reno 1868. It's coming up next here on Fox Sports Southwest. San Antonio FC Soccer on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by Toyota. Go to buyatoyota.com or visit your local Toyota dealer today. And We welcome you back to Toyota Field here in San Antonio. It is week number 14 of the USL Championship season. San Antonio FC welcoming in Reno 1868 as we look at the starting 11s for both sides. Reno 1868. Up top, Corey Herzog in his 9th season, 28 years of age. Has 5 goals on the year. And all-time in USL play, he has got 50 goals in 133 matches. Matt Cardoni will make his 13th start of the season with a record of 3-6-3. And you see up top, usual combination for San Antonio: Billy Forbes, Brian Gomez, Ever Guzman, Jack Barmby. Normally a midfielder is going to play back tonight. He's going to be a left fullback. It's been an area for San Antonio that they've been trying to fill because of injuries and other nuisances over the last few weeks. We are underway with Matt Barnes, our entire crew. I'm Dan Weiss. Thanks for joining us tonight on Fox Sports Southwest, the first of 2 matches this season between San Antonio FC and Reno 1868. San Antonio in their home black kits trimmed in red and white, and Reno 1868 in their away white kits trimmed in blue. It is Military Appreciation Night here tonight at Toyota Field, and we say thank you to all of our servicemen and women, both active and retired. Thank you for your service to this country. San Antonio FC winless in their last 5 matches. They have lost their last 2, both on the road, but here at home, 3 wins against 1 loss and 3 draws in those 7 matches played here at Toyota Field. And taking on a Reno team that has come to San Antonio in good form here over the last 5 matches. 2 wins, 1 loss, and 2 draws. And they're coming off a 4-0 victory at home in the Silver State Cup as they knocked off their fellow Nevada squad, Las Vegas Lights FC, 4-0 last Saturday night at Greater Nevada Field.
It's a big win for them, Dan. It's a surprising scoreline on that one.
They are without their leading scorer tonight, Brian Brown. Has 8 goals on the season and 11 starts, and the reason he was recalled for international duty with his national club Jamaica, as we're getting ready for the Gold Cup that's coming up in about a week's time, the biannual event. And remember, a couple years ago, the Reggae Boys got to the finals against the United States before succumbing. Omar Gordon was a member of that squad, former San Antonio FC midfielder. So no Brian Brown tonight, and hopefully San Antonio can take advantage.
Jamaica's looking good too right now, Dan. They look much better than the U.S. did in the lead-up game this last week.
There are 26 USL Championship or League One players that are going to be represented at the Gold Cup. That is more than 5 times the amount that participated back in 2017. Goes to show you how much the USL has improved in terms of the quality of play over the last couple of seasons.
It has, and I'm excited about this Gold Cup. CONCACAF has done a really good job with the Nations League. I was part of that qualifying process with Billy Forbes and Turks and Caicos, and really enjoyed it. And I really like what CONCACAF's doing right now and giving more and more opportunities.
Game time temperature tonight, 92 degrees. It feels like 100. Dew point right at 70, so it's going to be sticky and not much of a breeze tonight. Winds out of the east-southeast at 9 miles an hour, and this really is I would say, the start of summer here at Toyota Field, and it'll be reflective, I think, in terms of how the pitch holds up as well tonight, too. Although we got a pretty nasty storm that rolled through here a couple days ago, so hopefully it will hold up for the full 90 minutes tonight. Reno 1868 FC has taken the last 3 in this all-time series. This is the 5th time these clubs have met, including a 2-0 victory over San Antonio FC last year here at Toyota Field back on June the 23rd. It was a good squad that has gone 38-16 and 24 since entering the USL back in 2017. It's Billy Forbes out wide on the left side. Forbes service into the box, and that's defended out by what is a very good Reno back line. 4 veterans do a good job for Ian Russell, their head coach, and here they come on the counter where they've been very effective this season. That's Will Seymour moving through the middle of the park, and no challenge, or good challenge there, no foul, says center referee Sergei Demanchiuk as we play on. See Ethan Bryant, the 18-year-old, making his first start in USL Championship play. He got into the game as a substitute last Saturday in Sacramento for his first appearance of the season, and been dealing with a lower body injury for the first couple of months of the year. So it's good to have Ethan back in the lineup tonight, Matt, and playing in the number 8 spot where really I think Darren envisions him moving forward in his career.
Yeah, he's such an exciting young player. I love watching him play. When I was coaching at St. Mary's University here in town, we got him in when he was young, and you could just tell right away. I did everything I could to sign him, but we knew he was going to be a pro. He's an ultra-talented kid. Exciting to watch.
Billy Forbes gets a shot from a tough angle that's parried away by Matt Bersano, the veteran keeper for Reno 1868. Christian Pirano steers it to Brian Gomez down at the byline. Gomez whips it in, deflected, and it will roll back to the keeper, Bersano. And a whistle. And I think they're going to award San Antonio FC a corner here.
Yeah, it looks like the referee calls this a pass back.
Ooh, yeah. Take a look at it again.
Yeah, I struggle with seeing
Wow.
that. If he's that good to take a ball being ripped across and play it right to the goalkeeper's feet there, that definitely wasn't intentional. I think it's a very, very unlucky call for them. It's just not a good call.
Wow, what an opportunity, though, for San Antonio FC here, potentially very early in this match. As you see Ian Russell, the third-year head coach, looking on. And again, our officiating crew tonight, Sergei Demanchuk, center referee working with the two assistants, Art Aristemayan and Francisco Bermudez. Fevzi Demirian is the fourth official tonight. But that's not a call you see made very often.
No, look, I think the intent of that call is to, to keep players from, obviously creating a free pass back to the goalkeeper. Like when I was growing up, we got to do that.
Right.
No, there was no intent to play that right to the goalkeeper's hands. That's a tough one for Ian Russell in the crew to swallow.
So a rare free kick in the box. That's not a penalty, and this is something you don't see very often. They've got to mark off still the space, though, coming back. So San Antonio FC with Jack Barbie and Billy Forbes over the ball here. Can they break through the wall and get on the board? It's Barbie towards that back post, and he hits the woodwork, and it ricochets, and a tough break for San Antonio FC, looking to get on the board very early in the match.
You can see here Billy tries to get the wall to move, touches it. Jack does a really good job, almost rips that right into the corner. Those are tougher to score than people think.
So San Antonio FC with the first good chance here tonight, and they're looking to score as they right now sit tied for 21st in goals in the USL Championship, just 16 through the first 13 weeks of the regular season, and playing a Reno team that can score 24 goals. They're tied for 5th in the championship. They've got a +8 goal differential. San Antonio is a -5 coming into tonight's match. Here's Emra Clementa, former Sacramento Republic center back. Clementa in his first season here with Reno 1868. Squad that returns 13 players from a club that went 16-7-11 last year, finished 5th in the West, lost in the Western Conference semifinals against OKC Energy FC. And a goal kick awarded here to Matt Cardoni and San Antonio FC. See Kai Green up here on the left side. Now on the right side here, San Antonio makes an errant ball here that they'll get away with. Ethan Bryant will turn back forward. (1868). This is their 7th road match of the season. 2 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws for them. And a ball clipped over the top. And Corey Herzog, and he perfectly places it into the near corner. And Reno 1868 in the 9th minute from Corey Herzog, the 28-year-old, has gone up 1-0 early.
See, Dan, this whole play starts with another giveaway from, coming out of the back, and what a classy goal this is. He just plays it right up over, drops it into the back of the net on his first touch. And look, they got caught out. Goalkeeper in the back line, the communication there needs to be a little bit better with Cardoni, and just got caught off of his line a little bit.
Corey Herzog, who scored last week in the victory against Las Vegas, has his 6th goal of the USL Championship, and that is his 51st career goal in USL play. This is his fifth organization in the USL that he's played with. The Reading, Pennsylvania native is also featured for St. Louis FC, Pittsburgh Riverhounds, Orlando City B, and Wilmington Hammerheads. And they were going to need some offense tonight in the absence of their leading goal scorer, Brian Brown. And boy, they get it very early, 9th minute. And for San Antonio FC, that's the 7th time this year that they have conceded the opening goal. And obviously very early in the match. And after it's been a couple of tough weeks on the road, not the thing that Darren Powell certainly was looking for here to start tonight's match.
Yeah, you'd have to think San Antonio really had a game plan in place to, not give up that early goal. It's hot. They haven't been playing really well. And I'm sure Darren and the crew wanted to get him out here and get off to a good start. Tough way to start the game.
Sam Gleadle, as he tries to set up Duke Lacroix on that run on the left flank, and just a little bit beyond Lacroix. There's Darren Powell. I had a chance to talk to him yesterday, and he told me that right now what he likes from his squad, possession is good. They've been able to isolate in the 1v1 situations. They've had their chances, but they've just not been able to finish them. And I asked him, I said, 11% conversion rate, that's going to be tough to win a lot of matches. And he looked at me and he said, that's it right on the head. We have got to find a way to do better with the opportunities that we've been given. They had a couple in Sacramento that they failed to convert on in the second half, trying to get the opening goal in that match. That match went scoreless for 77 minutes, and there were a couple chances for San Antonio FC to break through and just couldn't find the back of the net.
Yeah, that's the name of the game, Dan. You gotta put goals away, and Darren's right. They have been putting, you and I called the first game of the year, and they just keep putting the ball in such good positions and opportunities. Here you can see a foul here. It's getting a little bit heated out there right now, and hopefully everybody can just kind of cool off and start playing the game again.
That was the young rookie Ebia Khan, a two-hand shove there to the goal scorer, Corey Herzog. And no doubt there's a frustrated San Antonio FC group, as Ebia Khan has been assessed a yellow. This is his 3rd of the season.
Yeah, those are the frustrations coming out. It's 2 times in a row Cardone's played the ball out of the back. Reno's won it, either the midfield stripe or in front of it. And look, San Antonio's got to start playing out of the back better.
And that was one of the reasons why they put Jack Barmby out on the left side tonight in the back, is trying to find a way to play out of the back, string some passes together, create meaningful possession, and then hopefully turn it over to guys like Christian Perano, Brian Gomez, Billy Forms, and Cheno Guzman to do what they do best. And so that's why Jack Barmby becomes the 5th left fullback to feature for San Antonio FC here in 14 matches this season.
Yeah, and I can see what they're trying to do with Barmby, but on the flip side, he's a guy you want on the ball. He's creative on the ball. He keeps possession of it well. So if they're going to play out of the back tonight, I think they need to try to do it over on that left side as much as possible.
Barmby has started all 14 matches for San Antonio FC, but playing in an unfamiliar role on the left side, out of the back. He's got 3 goals this year. 24-year-old from Harlow, England, whose father, Nick Barmby, played in the Premier League. A lot of good soccer genes in Barmby family. And it's amazing, Matt. You go back to that opening night match and all the fireworks of that game against Phoenix, and what a great competitive match. And Phoenix is on a roll right now. They won their 4th in a row last night, destroying Tulsa 5-0 at home. And you'd almost would have thought that those 2 clubs, the way they played that night, would be sitting 1-2 atop the table. And it just hasn't broken that way. Absolutely. You and I had talked about that, and after that, walking away from that game that night, I thought you're exactly right. I thought they'd both be on the top of the West right now. And, San Antonio's got some work to do. And I know they're having trouble in front of the goal, but, listen, when you give up goals that easily, it makes it tough, because then you have to go out and start chasing the game, and that's what opens games up as well. So hopefully they'll get their head about them, start playing, see if we can get one back before the half. Corey Herzog, again, his 6th goal in the 9th minute. His 51st goal all time in USL play, as the visitors up 1-0. A possession foul, San Antonio FC with a free kick. San Antonio FC's lineup has been pretty consistent Radford Jamison started up top last week in Sacramento. Billy Forbes came on for him in the 66th minute. And tonight it's a swap with Billy getting the start and Jamison on the bench here in the 18 to begin things. Matt Bersano made a good first save early in the match with a tough angle from Billy Forbes out on that left flank. And Christian Pirano will serve the ball. Billy Forbes, who creates a little bit of opening into the box. Billy still dribbling at his feet. Billy towards the byline, cut off there. Back to Pirano, trying to serve that one in, and that is headed out of danger's way from Zach Carroll. A good little run there from Billy, trying to create something. We had a couple defenders miss, but good recovery by the Reno defense. Michael LaHood, who had that screamer of a goal in stoppage time in the second half that brought San Antonio to within one, as Kai Green plays it off the back there of the 15-year-old, yes, the 15-year-old Cade Cowell, who is making his pro debut tonight wearing number 44 for Reno 1868. Cowell, who's featured for the U17s for the U.S. national team. He was born on, Matt, if you want to feel old, October 14th, 2003.
Holy cow.
He is the fourth youngest signing in the history of Major League Soccer. He is the youngest professional sports signing in Bay Area history. You think of all the teams that are out in the Bay Area, this 15-year-old playing tonight, Cade Cowell, is the youngest to be signed.
Tell you what, I know we're sitting way up high here, but he doesn't look 15 from here, Dan. I'll tell you that. He's buzzing around tonight, and he's a quality young player. I got to see him when we went out to the West Coast and watched some of the youth national teams earlier this year, and he's definitely a talent. Excited to watch him play. A couple really good young guys out on that field tonight.
Reno 1868 serves as the USL Championship affiliate for the San Jose Earthquakes, and they have 7 players on loan from San Jose, including Cade Cowell. San Antonio FC will take possession of the ball and gives it right away, and it's Cowell with a chance, and Cowell makes no mistake about it in his first pro start. The 15-year-old Cade Cowell takes advantage, and welcome to the show, kid. It's 2-0, Reno 1868.
Yeah, this is even a tough one to watch. You know, when you're playing balls at the top of the 18, it's going to make it easy, you know, even for a 15-year-old in his professional debut to finish those type of goals. It's really poor defending. It's a poor start from San Antonio. They need to get it together, or they're going to lose control of this game pretty quick.
I'll have to go back and look at this here, and we've got some time to do it, but that might be the youngest player to ever score a goal in the history of USL Championship. Cade Cowell at 15. 2-0, Reno on top, and both strikers up top, Corey Herzog and Cade Cowell, have provided the attack. And San Antonio FC in a very dangerous position just after the first quarter hour of the match. Brian Gomez, Kai Green making the overlapping run, and defended well there by Sam Gleadle. Will result in the first corner of the match to belong to San Antonio FC, who did not get their first corner in Sacramento until the 84th minute last Saturday night. Jack Barmby, left-footed in-swinger, will come over to take it here. The near stick. Barmby towards that back post in the direction of Billy Forbes, but instead it's Will Seymour who gets up and defends it out of the box. So a couple giveaways for San Antonio FC that result in the goals for Reno. The last one being an egregious one going right across the face of goal in the area as Billy Forbes plays the ball to the back post, and this is headed towards the opposite direction from Duke Lacroix. It's across the touchline and a throw for San Antonio FC. Gomez, a little bit of a lane, edge of the box. LaHood to Pirano. Pirano steers it in. Gomez. And that's blocked as Clementa got over. And it'll end up being a goal kick as it rides off of Gomez.
Some good positive work from San Antonio there. Billy's, getting some space out on that left side, and he's at his best when he's able to drive into that box. So hopefully they can keep getting the ball into Billy, and he's gonna, get ahead of steam and keep driving into that 18.
Billy Forbes making his 7th start of the season. He's got 11 goals in his 42 appearances lifetime with San Antonio FC. 14 goals in 66 career USL appearances. Clementa making his 112th appearance, 102 of which were with Sacramento Republic over the first 5 years of their existence, dating back to 2014. It's a guy who came on as a trialist for Sacramento in that inaugural season in 2014. Not only stuck with the club, cemented his place as a starter, and was part of that expansion squad that won the USL Cup in their expansion season. It's solid center back Emra Clementa, who, and later in his career, he signed a contract with LA Galaxy. Spent some time in Major League Soccer.
It was a fun year with Sacramento. I was able to get out to one of those games in their inaugural season, and it was a good time.
Sam Gleadle inside the box. Gleadle is shoved out there by Kai Green as the ball rolls out, and it will be a goal kick for San Antonio FC here as we're about to cross into the 22nd minute at Toyota Field. And not the start the home side was looking for, conceding goals in the 9th minute and 17th minute respectively to 28-year-old Corey Herzog, his 6th this season and 51st in USL play, and Cade Cowell, his first as a pro in his pro debut in the 17th minute. And here's Herzog, turns on the ball and lands right to Cardoni. Cade Cowell, by the way, from Top Drawer Soccer, was the #2 prospect for the class of 2022. So I don't think he's going to be headed toward the NCAAs, though, after signing a first-team contract with the San Jose Earthquakes back in January. And what a night for the young striker from Veras, California.
Yeah, fantastic start for him. Reno's really on their front foot too, Dan. They're pressing San Antonio, and I think SAFC's really got to start figuring out this solution right here on these goal kicks specifically. They keep trying to play out of the back. It's not working. Reno's stepping up and pressing them, and not even with the full team. And they're struggling to get out of their own half right now. It's a problem they're going to have to solve, or this game could get out of hand.
The Crackpot research crew in the truck is doing some great work here. Movies back in 2003. Finding Nemo, Bruce Almighty. This is what was in pop culture, which doesn't seem that long ago, but 15 years ago. Gomez, and a little push in the back there from Duke Lacroix. San Antonio FC here awarded a free kick. Lacroix, very steady left back. 8 goals, 78 all-time matches. He's featured with Orange County as well in his career. Ethan Bryant concedes possession in the middle of the park. There's Seth Kasipoli over there by the touchline, and he'll be awarded a throw. He leads the USL, by the way, in chances created, 42 coming into tonight's match. Cowell on the return ball there from Herzog, and stepping in front there is Ebia Khan. As Herzog and Cowell finding some good chemistry here early on in the first half tonight. Corey Herzog last year only had 4 goals in 26 matches with St. Louis FC, and tonight getting his 6th goal in his 13th match of the season. He's 2 back of the leader, Brian Brown, who again is on international duty tonight with Jamaica. Another ball forward here, Cade Cowell. Ball at his feet, tries to drive his way through Ebia Khan. Khan defends well. Jack Barmby over there turns and sends this across the touchline. It will stay in play. And Kasipoli work his magic here, and nice job by Billy Forbes to come back and dispossess him of the ball. Cheno Guzman, first touch tonight, working with Billy Forbes. Forbes, with Guzman flanking to the right. Not the best ball from Billy, although San Antonio will keep the pressure on and get possession back. Guzman off his back foot, turns inside the box. Watch there by Duke Lacroix, a little back touch there. Pirano for Gomez, strike on the pitch, turned away by Bersano, and the rebound is drilled out of play. A good little setup, though, for San Antonio FC, leading to that opportunity for Brian Gomez.
Yeah, it sure was. Gomez does a good job with this, puts it on target, makes him make a save. You never know what happens there. You can get a rebound, and that's a great way to get a goal. And San Antonio is only a goal away from getting back into this match.
Gomez on the return ball from Pirano. LaHood trying to return to Gomez on the combination, and intercepted here and controlled by Cowell, as they'll play off Ethan Bryant. The throw coming up for Reno 1868. Matt Bersano, their keeper, making his 7th appearance tonight. He's shared the duties with JT Marcinkowski this season. He's 3-1-2. This is his 46th appearance all-time with Reno 1868 after 11 a year ago. Both keepers on loan from the San Jose Earthquakes. Bersano played collegiately at Oregon State and then transferred for his senior season to play at Penn State. Gomez with Lacroix defending him. We'll return back here to Josh Yarrow. Reno with 2 on the board here early in the match, leading San Antonio FC 2-0. Barmby. And again, Jack trying to work that left side tonight for San Antonio FC as Ethan Bryant is taken off the ball there by Will Seymour. And Seymour, it's clipped from Ethan Bryant. No, it was actually Pirano who came in and got him the low challenge.
Yeah, Pirano got him pretty good. You can see here, this is part of watching a young player like Bryant, just go through the learning curves. He's struggling a little bit. He's getting dispossessed off the ball. It's just part of the learning curve and growing pains when you're going to start a young player like that. It's good minutes from him, and he'll continue to learn from him.
Whoa, what a chance there on the one-time setup that's drilled off the crossbar from Raul Mendiola. Beautifully set up, though, from Brent Richards on the right side.
That's a great ball in, a good first-time hit, and unlucky for them not to be up 3-0 right there.
Raul Mendiola, his first season with Reno 1868 last year, playing for Las Vegas, 10 goals in 22 matches. He's got 3 goals this year. Native of Juarez, Mexico, and what a setup there from Brent Richards. The right back getting forward after that ball got through to him and whipped it across the face of goal. Mendiola with a first-time take that goes off the crossbar. And it's been all Reno here in the first half for the attack side of things. San Antonio FC's had a couple of good looks. Bersano's made 2 saves here in the match. Here's Kai Green. Pressure coming from Sam Gleadle. Corey Herzog out there as well and creates a turnover. Gleadle gets it back onside. Gleadle inside the area. Returns to Cowell. First touch, not the best one, although it comes back here to Will Seymour. Will play out wide. Richards again. Getting forward. Richards. Defended there by Barmby. Mendiola. And it's off Billy Forbes and a throw for San Antonio. Deep throw into the box off Herzog. Gleadle can't get under it. Trying to maintain possession. San Antonio FC will take possession away here as Gomez. It's that feed over the top here, and it was wrapped up by Duke Lacroix, and Lacroix and Gomez have had a good battle here so far through the first 30 minutes tonight.
This is just too easy for Reno right now, Dan. San Antonio's, the ball's moving statically across the back line. It's predictable. Reno's got some clear triggers they're working off of, and San Antonio's not solving problems right now. Really going to have to start figuring out how to move this ball. I'd like to see him get the ball into the center of the park a little bit more. What that does is it'll pull Reno inside. Then they can move the ball back to the outside and create some lanes and passing lanes for themselves. But right now it's really static. It's really predictable. And look, Reno's just eating them alive here in their own defensive half.
Yarrow will push across the midfield line. Gomez and San Antonio kept possession, but will be awarded a free kick as Gomez goes quickly. Defended. Bryant will take it over. Returns to Cheno Guzman, who will play it out wide. Jack Barmby to Billy Forbes. Off his back foot, turns, fires, and misfires from out on that left side edge there. You know, that first touch, Matt, really so important, where it seems like Reno has been able to make excellent first touches, and San Antonio FC has kind of struggled and then been forced to recollect themselves, allowing the defenders to get back in place and close off those gaps here in the first half.
Well, what Reno's doing really effectively now is when they win the ball in San Antonio's defensive half, they're immediately playing penetrating passes forward and getting into the positions. You know, the center backs are split. Outside backs are all the way out on touch lines. They win the ball and they get it, you know, immediately in and around the 18. They're doing a really good job of pressing and keeping the ball down here in their attacking half.
And this is an attack-minded squad. They're fifth in the USL coming into play tonight with 207 shots. They've outshot the opposition on target 68-53 coming into play tonight. And another giveaway in the middle of the park there from Brian Gomez, taken over back the other direction. Here comes 1868. Mendiola finds Herzog inside the area. Corey Herzog trying to play it off Kai Green, and it ends up going off the hand of Herzog, and a free kick.
Yeah, it could have been a handball there too. His hand out in a natural position. I don't like that call, but you see it often.
Guzman, nice touch. Pirano, not the best first touch there. Trying to take possession back after it was set up well by Ever off the header. And a land back here now for Sam Gleadle to Will Seymour. And Reno in a very fortuitous position, up to on the road here at Toyota Field, late stages of the opening half. Really can play at their current pace and can dictate what they want to do for the remainder of the match, being up 2 goals.
Yeah, they really can. And look, one of the things you have to do in this day and age is talk about compactness. And right now, when you're looking at San Antonio, they're just not playing compact enough, in my opinion. They're going to have to keep things a little bit tighter, make that center of the park a little bit more compact, defend as a unit, and try to find a way to get back in this game. Right now, they're just spread out, and Reno's just having an easy time moving the ball around.
Special thanks to Toyota for presenting tonight's Military Appreciation Night. Know someone who has served our country that you'd like to recognize? Visit sanantoniofc.com/salute today to nominate them for the Toyota Military Salute. You see several of the men and women of our armed forces that are in attendance here tonight, and thankfully that sun over there on the opposite side of the stadium has started to dissipate below the horizon here. It'll be tough over there in these summer months.
Especially on that side of the stadium. I've been over there on some of these nights, and you can boil real quick.
A little bit more of a breeze, though. You can see that from the flag in the northeast part of the stadium. Starting to breeze a little bit more here, and hopefully that will keep the conditions at least playable. We know that once we get to June, July, and August, these are tough months in San Antonio. Zach Carroll. And it'll be a throw for San Antonio here as we cross into the 35th minute. Gomez coming over with Kai Green. San Antonio trying to get one before halftime. And again, Reno doing this tonight without their leading goal scorer, Brian Brown. Also without third-year player, Lindo Mafeka, who's one of their better playmakers as well. We saw Mafeka here at Toyota Field last year, just put on a distribution clinic. And the chances he set up in that 2-0 victory last June 23rd. Green, upfield here, Gomez. Return ball back to Kai Green. Green trying to shake out the tackle, he does. Gomez, Pirano, good first touch, back to Green, and a nice overlapping run there from Gomez. Towards the byline, Gomez. Pressure coming, we'll get it back to Kai Green. Green serving it across behind Ethan Bryant. The turnover and turned back over by Casipoli. Jack Barnby about 35 yards out, will hand it over to Billy Forbes. Forbes cutting back towards the inside. Return ball in the direction of Cheno Guzman was defended out by 1868. Akan. He returns to Yarrow. Josh Yarrow, former Georgetown Hoya, leads San Antonio FC's backline 58 clearances this season. Ethan Bryant will turn forward for Pirano. Lets it go through him. Gomez cuts back to the inside for Bryant. Returns out wide, Kai Green. San Antonio getting numbers forward. Edge of the box is Bryant. Cut off there by Gleedle. Bryant keeping it alive. Putting it back over the top, forcing Gleedle into a defensive effort, and it will result in the corner.
This is a better stretch for San Antonio last couple minutes, Dan. They're moving the ball down, moving the ball around well. It's nice to see Ethan down there trying to be creative on the in line. I think they're finding space out wide with Gomez and Billy Forbes.
To the back post and served just wide from Ebby Akan, who got forward to the edge of the 6-yard box there.
It's a good ball served in by Barnby, and Akan just climbs up over, and unlucky not to have a goal there. He really did well with that ball. Drove it down into the ground like you want to see guys do, and just missed that back post.
San Antonio FC has not gotten a goal from their back line yet this season. Through the first 13 weeks of the season, Akan, Yarrow, and Kai Green have played every minute of the season to date. Mendiola back for Richards. Richards, good ball. Gleedle. Casipoli. Out wide, Lacroix. As Reno gets forward, and that one rides through Lacroix's legs. We'll keep it alive on the touchline. Cannot maneuver around Kai Green, however, and a turnover as San Antonio FC will go on the counter. There's Gomez in full stride as Casipoli gets back defensively.
See again, Dan, LaHood's just static in the middle of the park, and Bryant is detached up front a bit.
And from Reno's standpoint, really no change in the way they've aligned themselves here as this half has gone on, staying in the 4-4-2 formation that they started the game in.
Yeah, they're in a 4-4-2 and a diamond. They got the number 8 just sits in the back line and directs traffic for the most part. They're just really having an easy time with San Antonio.
And their number 8 is number 8, Will Seymour. He's directing things there tonight.
I think what needs to happen here is just getting LaHood and Ethan Bryant a little bit more involved on the ball here. I think you're going to have to do that, pull that ball into the middle of the park. And then it's going to create more options as you try to build out of the back.
11th start for Michael LaHood. Again, first start for Ethan Bryant. Last year, Bryant, as a 17-year-old, started all 10 matches that he appeared in. Scored 1 goal for San Antonio FC. He is currently on an academy contract, which allows him to maintain his NCAA eligibility. unlike the 15-year-old that San Antonio FC has, Leo Torres, who is signed to a first-team professional contract. Leo, who played in the Open Cup match against Laredo, making his San Antonio FC debut. This one is headed down from Gomez, but wide of goal. And another good service in from Jack Barmby outside. San Antonio FC's had a couple of chances on these balls coming into the box, and once again, it's Barmby.
Yeah, and he serves another really good ball in. And you can see Gomez just clipping right into that 18, put his head on it.
And that was, like, I would guess the idea with putting Jack on that left flank tonight out wide to be able to clip those balls in from the touchline. He's got such a good left foot to do that. We've seen that a couple of times here in the first half.
He really does, Dan. He can serve a beautiful ball, and he just does it so consistently. You know, you and I talked before the game that we thought Reno would be smart if they attacked that side, not only because Barmby's playing at left back for the first time tonight, but it keeps him pinned in. It doesn't allow him to get up the field and play as much when they have the ball. And I think Reno's done exactly that. Most of their opportunities are coming out from their right side, and they're trying to attack Barmby. It keeps him at home. And, you know, they're picking on a guy that hasn't played there a whole lot, but you can see why it's so important that they keep him pinned in, because when he gets going forward, he can really ping that ball around up front.
Gomez, Cheno Guzman making the run. Clementa gets over to cut him off. Back to Will Seymour. Late stages of the first half, Reno up 2. Both their goals coming very early. Corey Herzog, before the match, was 10 minutes old, and then the young 15-year-old Cade Cowell in his pro debut getting the gift in the 17th minute off the San Antonio FC turnover in the box and making no mistake with the ball. And they have another teenager on their bench, 17-year-old Gilbert Fuentes, who's made a couple appearances this season, another homegrown product. The San Jose Earthquakes Academy. You can see Gilbert Fuentes. San Antonio FC has got their own 17-year-old on the bench, Jose Gallegos, who's appeared in 2 matches as a substitute this season. And a lot of praise from Darren Powell for Jose Gallegos for his play, not only in the 2 matches so far for San Antonio FC, USL play, but his extensive play, which came in the U.S. Open Cup. And we talked about the academy, the job that Nick Evans has done. That academy has got a lot of bright young stars in the making right now.
They absolutely do. We all know the first team's struggling a little bit, but I'll tell you, this whole organization's doing things right, and they're doing it the right way, and it's just a matter of time before everybody gets on the right track and things are going to start moving forward. And I like what they're doing here. They're giving young players first team minutes is what, that's what we need in this country. We need more opportunities like that.
Well, and the USL has certainly seen its role as a developmental league change really in the last 5 years. Even this San Antonio FC has come into the league where veterans still certainly play a role, but there are opportunities now for younger players to play big-time minutes, probably no more so than what's going on in the state of Washington right now with Seattle Sounders, too, essentially is fielding a teenager team with Tacoma Defiance, and I know their record is not very good, and they're not probably playing at the level that I'm sure Seattle wants them to, but what Seattle is getting from that is experience for those kids who maybe in 3 years' time might have one heck of a team in Tacoma.
It's invaluable, Dan, and that's why so many good young American players are leaving for Europe, and they still are. There's first team minute opportunities over there, and I think we're starting to recognize that more and more, just how important it is that our young players get minutes, especially in a league like the USL.
Bryant with the turn, clips it into the box. Gomez trying to return to Pirano. Pirano for Kai Green. Green, service! It's a goal for Cheno Guzman! Late in the first half, Guzman delivers the header from Kai Green into the back of the Reno net. San Antonio FC is on the board before halftime. It's 2-1.
This is a nicely served ball into the box. Class finish from Guzman up top. This is exactly what San Antonio needed to get back in this game. It's going to lift them up going into the locker room at halftime. Now they can get, ahead of steam and come out in this second half, make some adjustments and get themselves going. Fantastic job from the boys in black tonight.
Cheno Guzman gets his 5th goal and his franchise-leading 21st in what is tonight his 50th all-time match with San Antonio FC in league play. And it's a huge goal for San Antonio before the end of the half to get them on the board as it cuts their deficit in half. And as we've talked about, as you just mentioned, momentum. Such a funny word in sports. And even as San Antonio was building momentum towards the end of the half, it doesn't really come to fruition unless you see some positive things from your efforts, and it's a positive effort.
Yeah, absolutely.
Turning into a goal for San Antonio.
Yeah, that's going to energize this squad going into halftime, and it's going to make them believe they can come back out in the second half and get into this game. The crowd's here tonight. They'll get behind them, and this is good from San Antonio.
Bryant. Billy Forbes. Clementa. And over the top, Sam Gleadle. As Kai Green brings it down. 1 minute of stoppage time. That was determined before the goal scored by Cheno Guzman, so we may get additional seconds added on here, perhaps. Center referee Sergei Demanchuk taking a look at his watch, and he's not going to give any more than the 1 minute allowed. But San Antonio FC's Cheno Guzman with a late first half goal in the 45th minute gets San Antonio FC on the board before halftime. It's a 2-1 lead for the visitors from Reno. After 45 minutes, they got their goals early from Herzog and the 15-year-old Cade Cowell. But San Antonio FC showing some life here before halftime as Cheno Guzman gets them on the board, and it's 2-1. Halftime here at Toyota Field on Fox Sports Southwest.
Tickets for $20 and pick up a free silver black gift bag plus bag. Our friends at the Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino and Hotel are going to give one section right here tonight, $25 each in Lucky Bucks. Let's take a look at the video board to see who will be tonight's lucky section. Congratulations, section 125. Enjoy your lucky bucks, courtesy of the Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino and Hotel. Take a look at our video board as we'd like to recognize all of our groups in attendance here tonight. Video board if you were celebrating a birthday tonight. San Antonio FC would like to celebrate with you. Happy birthday!
On Military Appreciation Night, San Antonio FC down 2-1 at halftime to Reno 1868 FC. Well, San Antonio FC players sharing their favorite place that they've visited across the world, and for several of these players who come from different corners of the globe, some different variety in their answers.
I love Europe. Being from a European descent, I really like Europe. But the coolest city I've ever been to is Copenhagen in Denmark. It offers a lot. Definitely recommend it.
My favorite place is Moroleon. It's pretty beautiful. It's in Mexico. It's where I live.
My favorite place? For some reason, I really believe South Korea. I went there to play the national team, and there's this humble feel to it. So these people are very humble, they're very nice.
Beside my country, I'll say Italy.
My favorite place I've ever visited, it's a tie, Egypt. And this past off season, I went to Andalusia. So I love to travel.
Good question too. Hawaii, Maui. I love that place.
Traveled San Antonio FC crew sharing some of their favorite places to visit. 2-1, Reno 1868 with the lead over the home side. Matt rejoins me, first half stats and highlights when we return after this. Halftime at Toyota Field, and when it's in the mid-90s, ice cream's a great way to cool off there in the stands. Reno 1868 with the 2-1 lead over San Antonio FC. Welcome back upstairs to the broadcast booth with Matt Barnes. I'm Dan Weiss. Great to have you with us. Well, Matt, Reno gets up 2 pretty quickly in the match, but San Antonio FC building momentum through the end of the first half and then cashing in with a huge goal from Cheno Guzman, his 21st all-time in league play, which leads the franchise. How important is that for San Antonio going into the locker room?
Yeah, it's huge because San Antonio struggled in the first half with their play. For them to get a goal back really lets them take a deep breath, come back out, and try to get back into this game with some momentum like you talked about.
Let's take a look at the highlights from that first half of play. And for San Antonio, they had an early opportunity. You don't see this called often, but a pass back to the keeper was called, and that sets up one of those rare free kicks inside the box.
Yeah, it could have been a different start for San Antonio. They're close to scoring that goal, and that could have easily changed things.
And Raul Mendiola plays over the top, and just a cheeky ball there from Corey Herzog. Put it into the back of the net, and then a giveaway from Ebia Khan. And the 15-year-old Cade Cowell puts it into the back of the net. And it looked like Reno might run away with it, but San Antonio gets a late one. Ever Guzman is team leading 5th of the year. on Kai Green's first assist, and it makes it 2-1 after 45 minutes of play. We look at the stats, and it might surprise you that San Antonio FC has had 64% of the possession here in the first half of play. Question is, what are they doing with that possession right now, Matt?
Yeah, the possession doesn't mean anything in this game. They're playing static balls around the back line, connecting passes, but it's not going anywhere, right? So that's what they need to figure out in the second half. I think they need to create a little bit more compactness defensively, make it tougher for Reno to get goals, and then I think they need to solve the problem of playing out of the back.
Right, and then they've done that with Jack Barnby on the left side, and you talked about Ethan Bryant, Michael LaHood. You'd like to see both those players get a little bit more engaged in the middle of the park tonight.
I would. I think if they're going to continue to play out of the back at all expenses, those guys need to be a little bit more dynamic and a little bit better problem solvers in those positions. And I'm sure Darren and the staff are talking about that in the locker room.
If you're Ian Russell and Reno 1868, just kind of keep things the way they're going here so far?
Same thing. I'd keep attacking that right side, keep attacking Jack over there. I'd keep him at home a little bit, keep him from playing. And, yeah, they're having a lot of success, especially when they're up pressing the ball.
We'll take a break. Second half coming up in just a bit. San Antonio FC down 2-1 on Military Appreciation Night here at Toyota Field on Fox Sports Southwest. Halftime continues here from Toyota Field. Reno on top of San Antonio FC 2-1. Second 45 minutes coming up on the other side as San Antonio looks for the comeback. We return with you here on Fox Sports Southwest.
Our next home match is your San Antonio FC returns home for an
San Antonio FC Soccer on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by Toyota. Go to buyatoyota.com or visit your local Toyota dealer today. We look at scores from around the rest of the USL Western Conference as we roll into Week 14 of the championship season. Colorado Springs Switchbacks up 1 at home over Tacoma. Austin Bold FC looking for another victory, taking on Portland Timbers 2 tonight. They're up 2-1 at the half. LA and El Paso just underway, as are New Mexico and Sacramento tonight. And a look at the rest of the scoreboard. Games coming up later this evening. Salt Lake City will host Rio Grande Valley. Fresno welcomes Oklahoma City. Those are the next two opponents for San Antonio, by the way, on the road. And Las Vegas and Orange County round out the Week 14 schedule in the USL. We'll have a sub to begin things in the second half, as Christian Pirano is going to come up at halftime and replaced by the 17-year-old Jose Gallegos, which is interesting because Pirano has been so effective as a playmaker for San Antonio FC, but it'll be Gallegos' turn here to get what will be his longest stretch of action in the USL Championship, his third appearance for the SAFC Academy product. As we get set for the second half, along with Matt Barnes, our entire crew, I'm Dan Weiss. Thank you for joining us tonight here on Fox Sports Southwest. Reno begins with the ball in a 2-1 lead, and Darren Powell going into his bench early tonight, Matt.
Yeah, that one surprised me, but look, there's a lot of people that are very, very excited about this kid, Gallegos. And this is the first time for me to see him play in person as well. I'm excited about it. Look, I like what I see from San Antonio. The guys came out, they're high-fiving, they're putting some energy into this. They're out here warming up a little bit early. It's a good sign.
So Gallegos is in, Pirano is out. San Antonio FC in desperate need of points, trying to climb back up the table here, looking for the equalizer at home against 1868 FC. San Antonio, which has lost just 9 times in their history here at Toyota Field in 4 seasons. Barnby keeps it alive on the touchline, but through Billy Forbes. And Reno will play it back upfield. LaHood will switch the play across to Kai Green.
You know, Dan, we had talked before the game, in the pregame, that, look, it doesn't really matter how well San Antonio plays tonight. They need to find a way to get some points. So you can clearly see they're not in a great stretch where they're playing their best soccer, but they've got themselves back into the game, and I think it was a really important goal going back to that goal before the half. First touch for Gallegos there will turn to a throw for San Antonio. His fellow teenager Ethan Bryant, and turn back to the midfield line, Ebi Akan. We'll take possession here for San Antonio with Josh Yarrow, and pressure coming up top there from Corey Herzog along with Cade Cowell. Zach Carroll, his second year as captain with Reno, will send it forward. And a foul against Reno. And they've also made a substitute too. Danny Mazovsky has come on to begin things in the second half. Second-year player. He hails from Henderson, Nevada. Played collegiately at UNLV, wearing number 9. Mazovsky was a second-round pick by the San Jose Earthquakes back in 2018. 5 goals in 22 matches, lifetime with Reno. And he actually takes out Cade Cowell, the 15-year-old, after one half tonight. Yeah, they're going from one good young striker to another. I had a chance to watch Danny play in college quite a bit at UNLV. Rich Ryerson, Coach Ryerson out there is a good friend of mine, and this kid is he's a good player. Yeah, he had 47 goals in his collegiate career at UNLV. Very talented striker. San Antonio FC switching things across. Billy Forbes, good first touch there to keep the play alive, and it'll be a throw for San Antonio here as they play it off. Brent Richards. And it'll actually be a corner as Barnby will come over to take it. So third corner for San Antonio FC. Jack Barnby now the outswinger here in the second half from this side. To the near post and headed back to the corner of the box. Gomez keeps it down and parried away by the keeper, Matt Bersano. And that'll be another corner. San Antonio trying to keep the pressure on quickly. Gomez now will take it over there. This is a short ball, and it's cleared out of the box. And pushed forward by Sam Gleadle with Gomez coming back over
by the touchline, and he concedes possession to Gleadle, and Reno will get forward 3 against 3. Gleadle with Mazovsky to his right, Herzog to his left, will hand it off to Herzog. Now we'll slow the play up, and he's upended there by Gomez. And a free kick awarded to Reno, 1868. So the turnover from Gomez there, trying to keep the play alive on the touchline, enabled Gleadle to break free. And now it's a set-piece opportunity for Reno here in the attacking third of the field. It's Casipoli who will take it. We mentioned again, leading the USL in chances created. And this is really the first set-piece opportunity we've seen from Reno tonight. They haven't had a corner so far in the match. 4 right now inside the box, 3 along the edge. Zofsky in there along with Emra Clementa, Corey Herzog, and Brent Richards all getting forward right now. Casipoli whips it into the box. Cardone comes out to claim it. Good job by Matt getting off his line there. Forbes playing in Cheno Guzman's direction, but Gleadle gets back to return to Bersano. San Antonio will take the throw opening minutes of the second half. Reno up 2-1. They got their goals early in the first half in the 9th minute, 17th minute from Corey Herzog and Cade Cowell, respectively. San Antonio scoring right before halftime in the 44th minute. Cheno Guzman, his team leading 5th of the season, and his 21st all-time in what is tonight his 50th match with San Antonio in league play. That is our scoring summary to date. Kai Green working outside wide to Brian Gomez. He's looking for a run there from either Barmby or Gallegos. It's back to Gomez now. We'll return it to Yarrow. Billy Forbes. Play it off Raul Mendiola, and another throw coming up for San Antonio. Is this more meaningful possession for you here so far to start the second half?
Yeah, for sure, Dan. I was just going to say, this has been a really good 5-minute stretch for San Antonio. And again, I'm just going to go back to how important that goal was. It's energized these guys. They're playing better. They're moving the ball a little bit sharper. There's just a lot more life in San Antonio coming into the second half.
Guzman out wide, Barmby. Barmby back to the corner of the box. Gallegos. Gallegos towards the byline. Service in off the back foot there. Brian Gomez, and it'll be a goal kick, but a good idea there for San Antonio FC.
It's a good ball into the box from Gallegos, and again, putting the ball in good spots, good things happen.
So pressure on the visiting side. The early stages of the second half, Darren Powell trying to encourage his troops on. We said they are in desperate need of points with their next 2 matches coming up away from Toyota Field at Oklahoma City and at Fresno. San Antonio has yet to record even a draw on the road in 6 matches this season. Gomez as Clementa with the interception and booms it forward upfield. Mazovsky brings it down. Good ball to the outside for Gleadle. As Gleadle comes up that left flank there. And Reno will get numbers forward. Casipoli. Back to Sam Gleadle and Will Seymour. Orchestrating things in the middle of the park there. And an errant touch there for 1868, but Herzog is able to get possession back from Gallegos, and Reno can reset. They'll concede possession here now as San Antonio will go on the counter. Barmby. Billy Forbes on the left side. Barmby, cheeky little ball into the middle of the field there. Bryant with the turn. He's got plenty of space. Ethan Bryant's shot is deflected. It'll be a corner for San Antonio.
Dan, this is a smart move from Darren, because if you can see what they've done in the second half, I really like what he's done. He's taken a gamble here and put 3 in the back now. And what he's done is move Barmby up into the midfield to try to crowd the midfield and keep possession of the ball better. I actually think it's a really smart move, and it's paying off in the first portion of this half.
Good ball to the back post, just over Kai Green's head. Billy Forbes keeps it alive. Forbes, Bryant lets it roll through. LaHood in his wheelhouse, gives it a go, and it's blocked out by Gleedle. LaHood scored a similar goal from the opposite edge of the box last Saturday in Sacramento. And he was raring back there. Gleedle with a big block to prevent it from going on frame. Another corner for San Antonio here as they're racking them up now. This is their 6th already in the match. They've got the pressure on the visitors here. Barmby. Abia Khan again getting up, but this time well over frame. Abia Khan, who played his collegiate soccer at Bowling Green State in Ohio. Native of Ghana. He's a 3rd-round draft choice by the Chicago Fire. This past MLS Super Draft did not sign. Starts his pro career in San Antonio. And Yarrow comes away up with the turnover off Corey Herzog. Yarrow getting forward. Yarrow then ran into a brick wall that was Zach Carroll, their captain. Although San Antonio keeps it alive. It's Bryant with a strike off the frame! As it got past Brasano. Back out to Billy Forbes. Forbes in the box. Billy Forbes upstairs and misses the target.
This is really good stuff from the youngster. He picks up a ball on top of the box, looks up, pings it. He's unlucky not to have a goal here in tonight's match. He really hit it well off the post. Billy picks up the ball again and almost puts it up in the top of the goal there. Just misses, unlucky from Billy. But man, again, this is a fantastic start. Darren Powell's up off the bench. He's getting these guys going. Really like what I'm seeing in this half, Dan.
A half, it's only 10 minutes old. It's been all San Antonio. And a direct contrast from their start in the first 10 minutes of tonight's match, which resulted in an early goal against, and then 7 minutes later, an egregious turnover that put him down 2. And they'll get possession here over by the far touchline. Seymour, though, with the interception. Herzog returns to Seymour. Clementa lets it roll back to the keeper, Bersano. Play it over in Richards' direction. And Richards unable to keep it alive. Barmby, good ball in the direction of Gomez as he runs down to get on the end of it before it crosses over the byline and it rides out. Nice idea from Jack Barmby, switching the play across the field in Gomez's direction. And for your chance to be an SAFC ball kid at a match this season, presented by Chick-fil-A, includes 4 tickets to the match and Chick-fil-A for a year. To enter, visit sanantoniofc.com/ballkid. Sweeps. 58th minute, Toyota Field, 2-1. Reno 1868 with the lead over the home side. But San Antonio has been pressing since the start of the second half. That's off Barmby. That'll be a throw for Reno. Now, actually, call Barmby for getting his studs up a little bit and a free kick instead here for 1868. Back to Zach Carroll. Richards, good ball. And it's off Akan as Herzog was making the run. Mendiola goes quickly. Mazovsky as it opens up for him. Into the box, Danny Mazovsky. Doesn't see anyone. 4 collapse on him, and he concedes possession. No support there for Reno on that attempt getting forward by the young Mazovsky. Gomez sends it back to Kai Green as San Antonio attacking the right side. Cheno Guzman. Here's Akan. Yarrow with pressure from Herzog. And with one in their pocket, San Antonio can afford to be a little bit more deliberate here, especially with how they've started the second half, Matt.
Yeah, they sure can. Look, they need points tonight. So I think what you're seeing here is a Darren Powell decision to say, hey, we're going to go for this game to get a draw or a win at least. And they've gambled with moving to 3 at the back and trying to put more players across this midfield. Looks like they're into a 3-4-3 now. And it's paying off because they're on their front foot. Looks like an entirely different team. They look more like they have more energy and more life than they did in the entire first half.
Really no alternative for San Antonio, sitting at 3-7-3. 3 wins, 7 losses, 3 draws through the first 13 weeks of the championship season. They're in 16th in the Western Conference with 12 points. They are 6 points below the playoff line. They really have no other option here but to try to get points.
No, they don't. Look, this happens in the game sometimes. They came out, they didn't get it right in the first half. It's easy to feel sorry for yourself, but they didn't. They're back. They're trying to ask questions, try to make tactical adjustments, and look, I think it's going to pay off if they keep playing like this.
That's a deflection off the try from Jose Gallegos. Another corner for San Antonio will be their 7th tonight.
Gallegos takes a good rip at this. Guzman, again, I talk about Guzman's work off the ball all the time. He makes that run across the face there, stalls the defender.
First take there by Gomez, redirected over to Yarrow. Settle for Barmby. Lane to Billy Forbes making the turn outside, running against 2 Reno defenders. Good ball into the box, comes back to Bryant, and it slips through Bersano. It's in! Ethan Bryant has equalized at 2 early in the second half. Bryant denied by the woodwork earlier in the half. This time he gets the ball through Bersano and in. And San Antonio has drawn level with Reno at 2 apiece.
Billy plays this ball in, and look, what great composure from Bryant there. He looks up, tries to slot the ball. That's why you keep the ball on the floor and try to put it in good positions like this. And look, that's on purpose. He's done a really good job putting that ball in the back of the net.
Now, it's a night to be a kid, that's for sure. Ethan Bryant, the 2nd teenager to score in this match tonight, leveling things at 2 apiece. 2nd career goal. His first start of the championship season for Ethan Bryant. So once down 2, San Antonio rallies for 2. And the match is dead even as we start over here in the 62nd minute. San Antonio not done. Gallegos, Barmby. Gallegos on the return ball. Gallegos cuts it back. Gallegos! How about that finish for Jose Gallegos? And San Antonio has pulled ahead 3-2.
Unreal. What a goal. Darren Powell's going crazy on the sidelines. I'm excited for him. He knows he's impacted this game with a tactical move and tactical decisions. Gutsy work by the head coach. Fantastic finish by the youngster.
Jose Gallegos' first career goal comes 2 minutes after his fellow 17-year-old Ethan Bryant got the game level. Gallegos makes it 3 in a row for San Antonio FC.
Yeah, this is just unbelievable work. Cuts the big center back and just roofs the ball. What a finish. What a finish. What a way to get back in this game. It looks like a tale of 2 halves, 2 entirely different teams.
So San Antonio FC has completely flipped the script of tonight's match against an 1868 squad that was coming in and appeared to be just doing their business. Going up 2 goals very early, but they have conceded the next 3. And San Antonio FC now in the driver's seat, up here with 25 minutes remaining in the match. Ever Guzman with that huge goal before halftime in the 44th minute, and then you see Brian and Gallegos just a couple of minutes apart. And a foul is Reno 1868. Concede this one. San Antonio FC will get the free kick opportunity, and for the first time since March, we will see Pekka make an appearance for San Antonio in league play. His 4th appearance will take out Michael LaHood in the 65th minute, making his 51st appearance with San Antonio FC is the 30-year-old Pekka.
Dan, I think this is the move that I've been waiting for. I think it's the exact right move. They've missed Pekka on the field a bit. And what Pekka's going to do now is he's going to be able to keep possession of this ball and distribute from that defensive midfield spot. It's what he's good at, and I think this could really impact the game even more. He's so good at playing, keeping possession, and distributing, breaking lines out of this defensive midfield spot.
3 goals tonight for San Antonio FC is the most they've scored since the 3 they had in their last win, which came here against Tacoma back in late April. Third time they've scored 3 this season, the other time being opening night against Phoenix. Barmby. Oh, he just missed Ever Guzman with that touch. And we've seen so many teenagers make an impact tonight. Why not another? Gilbert Fuentes will come on for Sam Gleadle now for Reno here in the 66th minute. Fuentes, the 17-year-old, who when he signed 2 years ago was the 3rd youngest signing in Major League Soccer history by San Jose. This is his 3rd appearance this season and 7th career appearance with Reno. And he'll get his first touch quickly. And a good ball back to Kasipli. Richards. As Mendiola. And Carroll. Return for Clementa. Clementa. Mendiola. And the flag is up. As they continue to try to attack Jack Barmby on that right side, and especially now with the 3 San Antonio defenders back. It's where their channel has been for much of the night. Even though they've got a very good player on the left side in Duke Lacroix who can handle things over there just as well as Richards. Billy Forbes. Gallegos with the turn. Right out, it'll be a throw for San Antonio. San Antonio FC looking for their 4th win of the season, trying to snap a 5-match winless drought. Their last victory against Tacoma on the 26th of April, which was here at Toyota Field. Two goals less than 2 minutes apart to turn around the complexion of the game in a hurry. Bryant, who got it started, getting the first ball through Matt Bersano. As Bryant keep possession. Pekka. Gallegos with a turn. Gallegos Off the back of his foot, trying to make the recovery. Cannot. Gilbert Fuentes. A good ball out wide. And here comes Mendiola. Now Mendiola is down, and he is looking over quickly to the bench. Non-contact going down, and he immediately signaled for attention.
Yeah, this is one of those injuries you hate to see. I didn't see it live. I'm not exactly sure what happened here, Dan. But non-contact usually isn't good.
You see, planted awkwardly, bringing that ball upfield.
He called for help as soon as he hit the ground. That's usually not a good sign. I couldn't tell if he did his knee or rolled his ankle a little bit on that misstep.
It looks like he's going to be okay, which is good news as we take a look at tonight's Methodist Healthcare injury report. San Antonio FC without the services of Mo Hernandez and Leroy Magarushi. Lance Lang as well. Magarushi is out for the season. Mo Hernandez getting injured last month. Also expected to be somewhat of an extensive injury, but could return later as the season goes along. Lance Lang has missed the last 2 matches now with a lower body injury that's kept him out of play.
Phew, Dan, maybe we all needed this little break, man. It's hard to keep up with that first 20-25 minutes of the second half.
And is Mendiola making sure he's okay before he'll come back on and rejoin his team? Meanwhile, San Antonio will take it upfield. Bryant, a good ball for Gomez. Running on Duke Lacroix there. Cuts it back and behind Gallegos. And Fuentes will take it away. Mazovsky concedes. Kai Green. Barmby. Green plays the ball in the direction of Bryant, and it'll slip past Clementa. Bryant will get on the end of it. Bryant trying to serve it back across, will go off Clementa. It'll be a throw for San Antonio.
Dan, you can see the difference in possession like we talked about at halftime. Now with Barmby and Pekka dropping in, they're able to keep possession of the ball. They're giving the back line better options into the middle of the park, and it's making Reno, drop back on their back foot. It's not as easy to press this. It's not as static as it was in the first half. So it's another good move by Powell.
Herzog making the run, trying to get on the end of it, but it's Ebia Khan who does well to settle. And we'll switch the play back to Yarrow. And just going back to Ethan Bryant, who was shaky to begin things in his first start of the season tonight of the opening half, but what a turnaround and just what a show of poise and confidence for the teenager to turn his game around here in the second half.
Well, what this has done is it's allowed Ethan Bryant to do what he's good at. He likes picking up the ball. He likes attacking spaces. And this formation and what they've done now allows him to do that, do what he's good at a little bit better.
Lacroix gets a rare touch over there on the left flank and is dispossessed as Gomez will return to Pekka. Pekka so good with the ball, and you see right there as he spins away from the youngster Gilbert Fuentes, moves it upfield for Cheno Guzman. Got this comeback started late in the first half, finishing the service from Kai Green. Richards playing it off. Billy Forbes now with a throw. And Leacan will return it back to his keeper. Bryant. Gomez. Gallegos. Yeah, there's a hard check, so to speak, from Will Seymour. San Antonio with a free kick.
Easy call for the referee there.
Jack Barmby started tonight at left fullback. All the injuries for San Antonio FC. Kai Green. Bryant makes the turn. Pekka getting forward. Gomez there on that right side. Instead, Cheno Guzman. Turn back to Pekka. And now they'll play it out wide for Gomez.
Dan, you can already see the impact Pekka's have. He's directing traffic out of the back. He's moving the ball cleanly out of the back line. He's offering options up into the midfield. Really in that transitionary period that's so important, he's playing both roles really well right now. And I think that's exactly what San Antonio needed to dictate the pace of this game.
Ian Russell's used 2 substitutes tonight, going with Mazovsky and Fuentes, and doesn't really have much attack left on the bench, if really any attack, because he's basically got 3 defenders remaining if he were to make a 3rd substitute. So I gather the group he's got on the field right now is the group that'll probably finish these final 15 minutes. Barmby out wide, Gallegos, whose goal right now is the difference as Seymour's called for the foul.
Dan, back to what you were talking about earlier with all the young players on the field tonight. Man, this is really what I wish we could see more of in the USL. Both of these teams are, should be so proud of themselves and excited about the young players they're putting out here tonight, and just really wish the USL and more teams would look at playing young players and how much they can impact games at this level. Tonight's such a good example of that. It's just been fantastic to watch.
Well, the goals that have been scored tonight, 3 of the 5 have been scored by somebody who's been 17 or younger. Cade Cowell getting it started in his pro debut, the 15-year-old, youngest player ever signed by the San Jose Earthquakes, gave Reno a 2-0 lead, and then San Antonio FC's last 2 goals scored by a pair of 17-year-olds in Ethan Bryant and Jose Gallegos, the latter one getting his first career goal in the championship. Bryant getting his second. And now can San Antonio see this all-important result through over the final 14 minutes of whatever stoppage time is added on. Gallegos with a good first touch and a nice ball upfield for Cheno Guzman. Guzman, some operating room, and he'll make the run and puts one on frame there that's handled easily by Bersano. He'll quickly play out. Richards. Mazovsky. Kasipoli. Back to Mendiola. Mendiola, in my opinion, is the guy you have to watch out for, especially from the midfield here. He's got a good foot. You can see he's trying to get engaged over there on the left side as it comes back to Fuentes. Kasipoli. Herzog. And they'll play it back out for Richards. Richards, service in, headed out. Clementa and Cheno Guzman over there on that far touchline. It's Guzman with possession. Bryant. Back to Gomez. And Bryant making the good run upfield. As he puts this one into the area, Richards is there. And a safe play for Carroll. Fuentes. Lacroix. Reno comes on the counter now. Some numbers upfield. Kasipoli skips over the tackle of Pekka. Back to Lacroix. Return to Kasipoli. Trying to go into the area, and a nice job. Zebia Khan got that right foot out. Deflect possession away. Kasipoli whips it in, and this is headed out. And a throw coming up, Yarrow. doing a nice job defensively. Bradford Jamison will be the next substitute for
In front of the crowd tonight, and a really important night for San Antonio. Really nice job by the youngster.
So Baron Powell has emptied his bench now. Jamison, the final substitute, joining Pekka and Gallegos. Meanwhile, here's Herzog with a throw. This ball hits in, and it's off Cardoni. And I believe it will be a corner. It will. And I think that was Mazovsky got in there at the end trying to play it off Cardoni with the first take. And Cardoni was able to make the save. This is Reno's first corner of the night.
You see the long throw, and he sure does. Mazovsky gets in there and gets a little touch. Big save from the goalkeeper there.
And to the back post off the header, and it's just over goal. And that was Mazovsky again getting on the end of that ball from the corner, served in by Kasipoli.
It's a real good save from Cardoni there.
And Thomas Janjigian will be the final substitute for Reno. And he'll take out Emre Clementa. So, defender for defender switch. Janjigian, just his 7th appearance of the season. And Clementa is off in the 80th minute. So a couple close calls for San Antonio FC last couple of minutes as Reno was able to build something on the attack. San Antonio maintains the 1-goal lead here. Janjigian will get his first touch immediately. Result in San Antonio FC throw.
It's a good choice from Cardoni to play that ball out. Got some tired legs tonight. It's very warm. Instead of trying to build through a team that's going to press you, let's go over them and get the ball in the other half, and they do well with it.
See Cardoni's night. Meanwhile, Gomez losing possession. Mendiola, a little back pass to Fuentes. Fuentes plays a ball over the top. That's onside. Herzog able to run it down. San Antonio trying to recover, and they do a nice job getting numbers back. Meanwhile, Kasipoli looking in Lacroix's direction. That ball deflected. Janjigian comes up. And we'll get it back over to Duke Lacroix on that left flank. Lacroix trying to fight his way through a crowd. Kasipoli joins him. Out wide it comes. Mendiola keeps it alive by the touchline. Mendiola with a ball in and right through both Herzog and Mazovsky.
Mazovsky's putting himself in dangerous little positions, and that's what this kid's made a career of. He puts himself in good places and finds a way to score goals. That's what good goal scorers do, and they're going to have to keep an eye on him in this last 8 to 10 minutes as this half closes out.
San Antonio FC, which has dominated the possession tonight, and that's really what becomes important here in the last 10 minutes. Holding on to the ball and not making the silly mistake. Could wind up at the back of your net. There's Ever Guzman. That pass broken up. Barnby, though, able to keep it moving forward. Guzman towards that back post, and Gomez can't run it down. And Bersano, error on the clearance upfield, is right in between both Mendiola and Mazovsky, and San Antonio FC with the throw opportunity now. You see Bersano not happy with himself. Bersano's given up 3 goals tonight and only given up 6 goals in his previous 6 starts. Meanwhile, Lacroix will get on the end of this one, corner of the box. Lacroix puts it towards Herzog's direction, but over him. And this will ride out. And Herzog telling his team, let's get higher. As Barnby will take the throw. The last 4 to 5 minutes has been the best that Reno has shown here in the second half as they look for the equalizer. It's going to be a foul on Guzman. And Carroll will reset the play. Janjigian. Lacroix out wide, back for Janjigian. Casipoli. Fuentes. Again looking in Mazovsky's direction. And the flag is up.
You can see, Dan, San Antonio's done a much better this half, just keeping their compactness. Reno's not able to play as much as they were in the first half. And it was a good adjustment, and they're doing much better at keeping their compactness on this back line. And again, Peck is sitting in the center of the park there and just closing things out.
And for your chance to be an SAFC ball kid at a match this season, presented by Chick-fil-A. It's 4 tickets to the match and Chick-fil-A for a year. To enter, visit sanantoniofc.com/ballkidsweeps. San Antonio FC up 1 here. Final 5 minutes of the match. Bersano out wide to Janjigian.
Reno's going to have to start gambling here, getting more players and bodies up front, and putting the ball in good spots, dangerous spots. It's something San Antonio's going to have to deal with as the game closes out.
You can sign up to Kick It with the Pros presented by Toyota. You'll be entered to win a chance to participate in Toyota Field Day with SAFC players and coaches. Go to sanantoniofc.com/Toyota to enter. Mendiola cutting it back towards the middle. Good job coming back from behind for Bradford Jamieson as he works it free. Barmby. Carroll. Oh, he gave it up to Guzman. And this will allow San Antonio FC to get numbers forward. Billy Forbes looking for a lane. Billy brings it into the box, cuts it back into this inside. And dispossessed as this will ride out in front of Ian Russell. Good penetration into the box there for Billy Forbes. Really more so just trying to keep Reno pinned back here. Barmby. He's got a tug there on the jersey of the Reno defender. And it'll result in a foul on Barmby. Janjigian. So the ball go through him a lot since coming on as the final substitute for Reno moments ago. Here's Carroll. As Reno continues to get higher, Carroll putting this one in Lacroix's direction, and Cardoni is able to come up and make the save and hang on. Matt will get rid of it quickly out in Gomez's direction. San Antonio FC looking to close this one out for their 4th win of the season and 3 massive points in the Western Conference table. Another ball that will roll into the box to be taken by Matt. And again, you think about where this match started for San Antonio, going down 2 goals very early in the first half. And it did not look like it was going to be a night that San Antonio FC was going to recover from, but a massive game-changing goal by Ever Guzman right before halftime that cut their deficit to 1, and then San Antonio FC came out and just absolutely put it on Reno in the first 10 minutes of the second half, and that led to back-to-back goals from Ethan Bryant and Jose Gallegos to give San Antonio FC the lead they currently enjoy.
Dan, I have to say that's probably one of the worst halves I've seen San Antonio play in the first half. And then they come out in this half, and it's one of the best I've seen all season.
Gallegos. Will his goal stand as the game winner? Running on Seymour. Forbes. Dispossessed. Kasipoli. Reno getting numbers forward. Mazovsky making the run. Seymour plays short now. Mendiola back for Kasipoli. They'll play it wide for Richards. Richards coming forward. Richards cuts it back into the inside. Return ball here is Kasipoli. Service into the box off Barmby. Lands down here. Mazovsky turns it wide with his right foot. And again, Reno pressing late.
Yeah, Dan, he's going to wish he had that one back, sitting on top of the 18 and late in the game and misses the ball.
3 minutes of added time here in the second half, so not a lot of time to work with for Reno to try to get the equalizer. And as you said, it really hasn't cooled down very much. Still a balmy 87 out on the pitch. Mazovsky. Good first touch, great turn. Mazovsky, clipped from behind, great tackle there from Ebiakam. We play on. Pekka, the return ball back, goes to ground, brings his man down with him. They're going to call the foul, actually, on Seymour. And Seymour is going to go into the books with a yellow. Probably not as much for the foul, I think more for what's kind of been building up for him as this night's gone on.
Well, first of all, what a turn from Danny here, and then, man, big time tackle from Akan right there. What a huge tackle in that moment.
It's Will Seymour's 4th yellow card of the season, and Pekka comes up to his feet.
Dan, San Antonio's really just got to keep their wits about them and finish this game off. You'd like to see them get the ball out in those corners, corner flags, keep possession of it, just be really smart about clipping out any counterattacks, maybe a professional foul if it's needed, but they really need to close this game out and get these massive points tonight.
Gallegos spins out of the tackle, comes into the area. Gallegos, Jameson, great save from Bersano to keep his team in it. And that looked to be the nail in the coffin. But Bersano keeps his club alive. Now Richards, not the best ball. Sent back forward. Carroll drives it upfield. Yarrow underneath. Pekka settles. Jameson nearly put it away. And Bersano will take it inside the box. We've got a minute remaining here in stoppage time. Janjigian. Kasipoli. Janjigian lays a deep ball back for Richards. Heads it down towards the top of the 18. Barmby steps in front to intercept. Pekka just booms it forward. Janjigian will bring it down. Turns, hands to Seymour. The dying seconds of this one. Seymour over the top for Richards. Richards, good first touch, then an errant touch on the ball. It'll be a fortunate land back here out wide to Mendiola. Mendiola on the attack, flips the ball into the box. Akan there. And San Antonio FC has done it, rallying from 2 down with 2 in the second half, and Jose Gallegos with his first career goal. It's the game winner in the 63rd minute, and San Antonio FC, snapping a 5-match winless drought, has come away with a 3-2 win tonight at Toyota Field, their 4th victory of the season.
Dan, what an awesome comeback for these guys. I don't know who's going to get man of the match tonight, but for me, it's Coach Darren Powell. I think he could have felt sorry for himself, and this team could have walked into the locker room at halftime and dragging their heads because it was such a poor half. But they didn't do that. They came out, they were positive. He made great tactical changes. I think Coach Powell out-coached Reno tonight. And man of the match right there. What a way to show leadership for this organization from Coach Powell. Fantastic second half from him and his staff and all the players.
Ever Guzman is 21st. Jose Gallegos his first. On opposite ends of the spectrum, equally as important. And Nick Evans right there. From the beginning, seeing it all with the academy, and graduation day indeed as Gallegos and San Antonio FC get the win. Well, your club season continues next Saturday. They're back on the road. They'll take on OKC Energy FC. Kickoff is at 8 o'clock. Catch the game on ESPN+. Now, for Matt Barnes, our entire crew, I'm Dan Weiss. Thanking you for joining us. Our final from Toyota Field, San Antonio FC 3, Reno 1868-2. This has been a presentation of the USL and Spurs Sports and Entertainment. So long, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.